To me and our team members, the main purpose of the E-MDT teams are to bring experts in a particular field, the field of elder abuse, together to focus on a victim's case, to come up with a solution that fits that person's goal. So it's both networking with other providers in the area as well as solving a particular issue for a victim.
I tell my agency partners that if they get stuck on a case or they have any question at all and they have something that might have anything to do with any kind of abuse of someone age 60 and above, call me. Because at the very least, we can brainstorm together. It becomes sort of a resource for them, a little bit of a catch-all. Like if you don't know where to go next, call the E-MDT coordinator because they might be able to give you an additional avenue to follow.
We have, whether we believe it ourselves or not, have sort of become the go-to people. So it eliminates, I think, for a lot of professionals, 3 or 4 other calls. They'll call Maggie or they'll call Kasey or they'll call me, and then we can triage their question and point them in the right direction. So having one person identified as the go-to is really a benefit and helps the teams as a whole.
The way I love to say it is that my client is the professional and my job is to help the professional help their client.
The referrals are generated by professionals in the field, so we can't take referrals from a victim, his or herself, but from any number of agencies, social service agencies, adult protection, financial institutions, law enforcement, the healthcare profession. So we're getting referrals from a number of different sources now.
I like to hear from the beginning of how you received the case, what's going on, what are your concerns and what are the issues you're seeing, and what are your goals for the case?
The main role of the E-MDT coordinator is to act as a center of gravity for all of the information that is coming in about a case. The E-MDT coordinator then takes that information, makes a narrative, and then brings it to the agency partners, the main players in the team who are working with that victim. And the E-MDT coordinator makes sure that everyone knows who is doing what piece of the activity, like the action step, and helps remind the agency partners what their jobs are and what the timeline could be in assisting their client.
Once a case is brought to the team and we have all the facts that are available at that time, we'll make a list of what's needed. Who else do we need at the table for this particular case that's important, and what contributions are missing, and then following up on those issues, bringing back to the table the people who can contribute the information that's missing, and then acting on that information.
The professional who presented the case brings those recommendations back to the victim, and then they review them to see what they would or wouldn't like to do. After that initial discussion, the professional comes back to the coordinator and we discuss next steps. If need be, that case can come back to the team and we can review what the victim's goals are and what they thought of the initial recommendations made. After a case presentation, if there's recommendations I can do, I'll take them and do them. I can't communicate directly with the victim, but if I can make a referral for you so you don't have to worry about typing up a referral, I'll do that. Anything that can take something off of the professional's plate so they have more time to spend with the victim and their caseload.
My team members have expressed to me their happiness at having a dedicated coordinator because they don't have to take notes. They can be fully engaged in the activity of the team, and they know that no matter what was said, if they missed it, that the coordinator is going to be keeping track of everything, that they can be fully engaged in the problem solving at the time. So it lets the team members know they're there to give their information, give their expertise, give their experience, and someone else is collecting it all as a center of gravity and then sending it out post-meeting.
Another point is it's having a dedicated coordinator. It provides consistency. So, you know when your meetings are, you know who's going to be there, you know what the format is. There's no surprises. So you're consistent in an acceptable way to the team. So you become familiar and people become more comfortable in sharing because they know that there's an established team with a leader who can get the job done.
We can create communication and connections across a region. All these cases are very unique. So if there's questions about investigating financial exploitation, I can connect them with another investigator. If there's a prosecutor who has questions, I can connect them with another prosecutor. So I'm not the one trying to relay the message. I can connect them with other professionals who have already done it, and they can guide each other and work together.
We also have the luxury, which we found out, especially with Maggie, if there's a conflict within our particular agency, of being able to utilize the services of another team. So having access to other coordinators to help with particular situations that, say, our county or our area isn't able to handle has really been, we don't drop the ball. So we'll pass it along to someone else who can then pick it up and run with the case. So that's a real benefit.
Collaborating across the state is really amazing. And having coordinators covering all of New York and all being
Right.
able to have a communication and a way to have a discussion about problems we're seeing is really wonderful.
One of my favorite parts about being an E-MDT coordinator is being able to see that look of excitement on an agency partner's face when they realize that a problem that they thought was unsolvable has a solution, and that work that they thought was going to take an enormous amount of time has been completed, or that someone else is going to do it for them.
Watching the team grow together and reaching out to each other for information and resources, it's been a wonderful thing to watch.
One of the most magnificent things I've seen being a coordinator is the team not asking for that micro situation, but how can we make systematic change at a macro level? And that's so powerful, seeing that they want to not just help this one person, but help the whole community. And it really keeps me going.
I would like my team to know how much they are valued and maybe someday realize the huge impact they are making in our community.